Hi guys, what's up? So today we will learn a new concept called function. So what are functions? So main is a function. Okay, so this is boss. Now boss has many work to do. So what it will do? It will call its employee. Call and call. So my main function is a boss. It has many work to do. What it will do? It will call its many employees. For example, my work is to find square of a number. Square of a number. My work is to find square of a number. So what will main do? Main will call a function I employ and will say, hey, find the square of a number. And after finding the square of a number, it will return the result to the main. Similarly, suppose the boss wants to find whether the given number is odd or even, so it will call its employee, and after calculating the result, the employee will report to the main. So employee will return answer to the main. Similarly, if main has to do some work, for example, if he want to check whether the given number is prime or not. So main wants to check whether the given number is prime or not. So it will assign this work to an employee, and that employee, after completing the work, will report, or you can say return, to the main. And finally, main will return the answer to its higher authority. Okay, so all these things are function. So these employees are functions. Function, and function. Okay, so main has many work to do. Main is a very busy person. He has a lot of work to do. He will make functions, he will call functions, and the function will do the work and they will return answer to the main. Okay, so why we need function? Number one, our code becomes very organized. Okay, so what we were doing till now, we were writing our whole code inside the main. So that was not organized. What we will do now is, we will create function. Suppose function 1, function 2, and so on. And from main, I will call those functions. So call function 1. Similarly, if there is a need to call function 2, I will call function 2. So our code becomes very organized. Number 2, which is most important, our code becomes reusable. For example, I have to check for 5 numbers whether they are even or odd. So I have 5 numbers, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I have to check whether the numbers are prime or not. What will I do? I will call this function 5 times. Similarly, if I have to check, there are 5 numbers. If I have to check whether the numbers are even and odd, I will call this function 5 times. So we will write the code once. One time. We will write code only one time, and we will use this code many times. Okay, so our code becomes reusable. You just have to write the code one time, and if there is a need, we can always call that function. Okay, third is debug. Debug means finding the error. So finding error also becomes easy. How? Suppose initially, until now, what we were doing, we were writing our whole code inside the main. So suppose our code is of 100 lines. Okay, and now what we are doing, we are creating function 1, function 2 and main. Suppose now there are only 10 lines in main, and there are only 5 lines here, and suppose 12 lines here. So if I have to find error, first of all I will check, is my function 2 correct? If function 2 is correct, okay, then I will check, is function 1 correct? Okay, Now there is a problem in these 10 lines. So our debugging means finding error. Finding error becomes easy. Finding error becomes easy. Okay. So there are three main benefits of using function. Reusability is the main. So reusability is the main advantage of using functions. Okay. So let's see how function works. So here I am having hash include IOStream using namespace std. Now let us create our first function. So void print hello, cout hello, and now this is our main, int main. So our task is to print hello. So what will I do? I will call this function print hello. Okay, so what will happen? My task is to print hello. So what I will do? I created a function. The name of the function is print hello, and from main I will call this function. Okay, so at this line I am calling this function print hello. So what print hello does? It will print hello. It is not doing anything, it is just printing hello. Okay, now let's see one more problem. Suppose our aim is to add two numbers. So what I will do? Int add is the name of the function. We have to add two numbers. So what we will do? We will give function what are the two numbers that you have to add. Okay. Suppose the first number is A and the second number is B, and you have to add them. So int answer equals A plus B, and now you have to return this answer to the main. Main is the boss. You have to return this answer to the main. Return answer, because ultimately we have to report to main. Main is boss. So int main. Our aim is to add two numbers. So I will take two numbers as input. And for finding the summation, I will call add function. So add, and I have to give add two numbers, add A comma B. Okay. Now this thing is wrong. So at this line, what I am doing, I am calling the function add, and add is taking two values as input, or I am giving two values as input, and the values are integer. That is why I have written int here. It is calculating the answer A plus B, and then it is returning the answer. So it is returning the answer to the main. So this is call, and this is return, or you can say report to main. So I am reporting an integer. So answer is an integer. I am reporting an integer. You are not storing that integer. You have to store that integer. I am giving you anything, so you have to store them. So what I will do, I create a variable. Let's say the name of the variable is C. So int C equals add. Now this is correct. Okay. So add function was returning answer, and we have to store that answer. Now what is main function returning? It is returning an integer, and that's why I have written int here. Okay. In the above example, I have written void here, because this print hello function is not returning anything to the main. Okay. So the first thing, so the meaning of this thing is what you will return to the main. Okay. So what you will return. So in this case, I was not returning anything. So I have written void here because I am not returning anything. But in this case, this add function have to return an integer, that is answer. So I have written int here. Int means you will return an integer to the main. So int means you will return this function. U means this function add. This function add will return an integer value to main, or let's say calling function. Main is calling function. So an integer value to calling function. So who is calling here is main is calling add. Okay, so in previous case, since this function was not returning anything, so I am not storing it because it is not returning anything. But here in this case, I am returning an integer. So we have to write int c equals add, because this add function will return an integer, that is answer. And when we get the answer, I will write cout c. Okay, so for example, I want to find the square of a number. I want to find the square of a number. So what will I return? I will return an integer. My aim is to find square of a number. So what I will return? I will return integer. Let's say the name of the function is square. The name of the function is square. What will it take? It will take an input. It will take an integer whose square we have to find. So it will take an integer, let's say int a, and we have to find the square of a. So int answer equals a multiply by a. Okay, and after calculating the answer, we have to return this answer. Now from the main, I will call square function. So the work of the main was to find the square of a number, and for that we have made a function. So we will take input whose square you want to find out. Suppose the number is n. I want to find the square of n. So I will call function hey square function, take n as input and find the square of this number n. So this function will return me an integer value which is the square of the given number. So since this function is returning something, I will have to store it. So int, let's say int b equals this. Okay, why int? Because this function is returning int. And finally, I can cout b. Okay, so we call this thing as return type. So this is return type. I am returning integer here. We call this thing as name of the function. So this thing is called name of function. Now the values that it is taking is called arguments. The values which my function will take as input are called arguments, or you can say parameters. So this thing is called calling the function. We are calling the function square n. So this is calling function. Okay, and this whole thing is called definition of function. Definition of function. Okay, so have you noticed one thing? So if I want to call a function, that function was defined above. Similarly here, I want to call add function. So add function was defined above main. And similarly here, if I want to find the square, if I want to call a function square, so square function is defined above the main. So we reach to an important result that if a function, let's call this function as a. So if a function wants to call another function b, if a function wants to call another function b, then b must be declared above a, above function a. Otherwise what will happen? We will get compilation error. We will get compilation error. Now why we will get compilation error? So the logic is very simple. Let's take this example. So I told you compiler will start compiling from top to bottom. So as soon as the compiler will reach this line, so you are saying, hey, call function square. So compiler knows that, hey, I have compiled the function square. So square exists. Hence it can call. But if you have written, so if you have written main and then you have written, let's say, add function, and here you have called this add function, so compiler will start compiling from top to bottom. It will reach at this line. At this line you are calling add function. Compiler will say, I don't know what is add. Okay, the compiler will give us error, I don't know what is add. So that is the reason if a function a wants to call another function b, then b must be above function b, must be above function a. Okay. Now one last thing. So there are three things. So the first thing is, what is declaration of function? Second is definition of function. And third is calling function. Okay, so let me first tell you what is definition and calling. Suppose I want to add two numbers. What I will do, int add, it will take two number as input. A and B are parameters here, and it will return the answer. So return a plus b. Okay, and suppose this is your main function, and main function is calling this add function. So let's say int c equals call add function, give 2 and 3 as input, and then cout c. Okay, so this line is called calling. We are calling function add. Okay, and since we have write the definition here, so this is called definition. Okay, so for example, I am writing int add. So this add function will take two number as input. Now I leave it here. I am leaving it here. And now I am writing int main. This main function will call function add, will give two number as input, print the result, and now the definition. So int add, int a comma int b, return a plus b. Okay, now will compiler give me error if I write this code? No, because compiler will compile from top to bottom. It will reach and stop at this line. It will say, hey, I am calling add function. So compiler will say, have I compiled something called add? Yes, I have compiled something called add. Now what compiler will do? It will search where is add. Now the compiler will reach here. Oh, here I am having add. It will calculate the result and it will return the result. Okay, so this thing is called declaration of function. I am declaring that I am telling the compiler. Declaration means you are telling the compiler, hey compiler, I will be writing add function, so please don't give me error. I will write add function later. Compiler will say, okay, as your wish. This is again call, same as this call, and this is definition. Okay, so this thing is optional. So remember, I told you that if a function a wants to call a function b, then b must be defined above a. In this case also, this property is getting followed. We are calling a function add, and add function is declared above main function. So this property holds true. Okay. So here I have written declared. I have not written defined. Okay. I have not written defined. I have written declared. So this thing is actually definition plus declaration both. I am telling the compiler that I will write a add function, and simultaneously I have written add function. So I have defined my function and I have declared my function. But in this case, I told the compiler that I will be writing a add function. And here below main, remember I have written below main, and below main I will write add function. So let's do some problem to get better understanding. Okay. Function.cpp. Now our first task is to print hello. So what we will do, I will create a function print hello. So I am creating a function print hello. So will it take something as input? No, it will not take anything as input, because it doesn't require anything as input. Now if you run this program, it will show us error. Let's see. And what is the error? Compiler is saying I don't know what is print hello. So let's declare print hello function. So void print hello. It will not take anything as input and it will not return anything. Okay, so void means do not return anything. So its work is to just print hello out to the user. So see out hello, and that is all that we have to do. Okay, now let us run our program. So hello is getting printed. Okay, so how it works? Okay, so one more thing. For example, if I have written here cout world, so what will be my output? So hello will get printed first or world will get printed first? So hello is getting printed first, then world is printed. So the flow is, so remember my compilation start from the first line till the end, but the execution of the program will start from main. The execution of program start from main. So this was compilation and this is execution of program. So execution of program starts from main. Compiler will reach line number 10. Print hello. I will stop here. Stop. Compiler will come here. Now it will execute function print hello. So hello will get printed. Hello will get printed. Now after doing the work, it will come again at line number 10. Work is over. Go to line number 11. Print world. So the main thing that I want to tell you is, for example, if a function A has, let's say 10 lines, a function A has 10 lines, and at line number 5, it is calling a function B. So this is my function B. So at line number 5, function A is calling function B. So what will happen? The execution of function A will stop. Line number 6 will not be executed. The execution of function A will stop. Compiler will reach here. First of all, it will execute all the instructions of function B. And after finishing B, it will again come to line number 5, then line number 6 will be executed, then line number 7 will be executed. So what happened is, it is called a call stack. Call stack. So call stack is something like, first of all, I am having only one function, that is main. Main is calling a function at line number 10, hello. So hello function will be called. Print hello function will be called. Okay, now whatever the thing at the top will be executed. So print hello is at the top, so print hello will be executed, and when the print hello work is over, it will be popped out. It will be popped out from the stack, and main will be left here. So whatever the thing at the top will be executed. So now main will be executed, and when the main is finished, it will be popped out and my stack will become empty. Okay. Now let us create a function. This function, what this function will do, this function will add two numbers. Okay, so I want a function that will add two numbers and give me the final answer. So the return type is int. Int, the name of the function is, let's say, add, and what are the two numbers that he have to add? He will take input. So print hello function was not taking anything as input because it doesn't require. But add function need to take two numbers as input. So it will take two numbers as input. Let's say the numbers are A and B. So A and B are two numbers that it will take as input. What it will do? It will return the addition of these two numbers. Okay, so it will return A plus B. Okay, now let us call function. So add, let's give two numbers, 2, 3. Okay, so first let us run this program. So hello is getting printed and addition is going on here, but there is nothing printed. Why? Because this add function returns an integer, that is 5. So this add function returns 5, but you have not done anything with 5, so nothing will get printed. So this add function is returning an integer, and let's say I am storing that integer in a variable called C. So what does C contain? C contain 5, and now I will print C. So what will be my output? My output will be hello and 5. So hello and 5 is my output. So how it works? So this is my stack. This is my stack. It is called call stack. Initially there is only main residing on the stack. So I am executing main. Compiler reached at line number 15. Print hello function is called. Now print hello is at the top. Okay, it will print hello. So let's say here is my output. So hello will get printed, and then hello get finished. So hello is popped out. So this is my next stage. Now main is at the top. I will execute main. So my program reached line number 18. Now I am calling a function add. So this add function will come here. Add function. Okay. Now add function is at the top. I will execute add function. So it is returning sum of two integers. Now this add function is over at line number 11. So it will be popped out. Now this is main. So what I will do, I will execute main because main is at the top. So at line number 18, C is storing the addition of two numbers. Then I am printing C, then return 0, then main is over. Main is over, pop out. Now the stack becomes empty and our program is over. Okay. Now let us write one more function. So this function will return me square of a number. So square number. So the return type of this function is going to be an integer because it will return the square of a number, which is going to be an integer. So what it will take as input? It will take a value as input. Only one value. Okay. So it will take one value as input. So first let us calculate the square of a, which is a into a. And now I will return answer. Okay. Now let us call function square. So you can also directly write cout square. And let's say you want to find the square of 10. Okay. So instead of storing the integer, you can directly print that integer. Okay. Same thing. So 100 is my square of 10. Okay. Now this function square is taking one argument as input. Okay, so this thing is called arguments, or you can say parameters. Arguments, or let's say parameters. Now what will happen if I not give anything as input? What will happen? Let's see. So this square function need integer as input, but I am not giving anything as input. So let's see what will happen. Obviously error will be there. And what is the error? Error will be, you can read from bottom here. So too few arguments. So few arguments means less argument. So integer square int. So int function needs an argument int, but you are not giving any argument. So it is too few arguments. Okay. Now one thing, have you observed? If this main function is calling print hello function, so this print hello function is defined above main. Similarly, main function was calling add function, so add function was defined above main. So what will happen if you write function below main? So I am writing the function below main. So the compiler is giving me error, and the error is very obvious. I told you that the compilation of the program starts from the top line till the end. So compiler will reach at line number 22 and you are calling a function square. Compiler will say, I don't know what is square, because compiler have not compiled, compiler have not reached line number 27 yet. Okay, one more thing. As soon as compiler finds an error, for example, this is the start point, this is the end point. So as soon as compiler finds an error, it will stop. It will stop. It will not compile all these lines. Okay, so our compiler is getting stopped at line number 22. So what you can do to work this thing, I told you, you have to tell the compiler, hey compiler, I will be writing a function square, but I am not writing it now. I will write it later. So int square, I will take an integer as input. So hey compiler, I will be writing a function square, but I don't know what I have to write, what definition I have to write. So I will write it later. So when I call this function, please don't give me error. Compiler will say, okay, your choice. If you want to write it later, that is completely your choice. So now this is correct. Okay, so the error is we have to give a number as input. So 10. now it is working. Okay, so this thing is called forward declaration. Forward declaration. Okay, so this thing, the code inside the function is called definition, and this is called calling of function. So this is called calling of function. Okay, so forward declaration is optional if you are writing the definition, if you are writing the function like this. Okay, so declaration is optional. Okay, so this is it for this video. Thank you.